Om Shanti, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with the 7 minutes Gita a day, and we're ready to start the study of the verses. So I'm using Swami Shivananda's transliteration and commentary. And for the first verse we will also recite the Sanskrit for auspiciousness and to get a little bit of the sound. So, chapter 1, the Yoga of the Despondency of Arjuna. Verse 1. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha Mama kapandavaschaiva kimmakurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, "What did the sons of Pandu and also my people do when they had assembled together eager for battle on the holy plain of Kurukshetra, or Sanjaya?" So it's the first verse, and we already hear about two characters, Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, and we know that they are talking about a battle that is taking place in a place called Kurukshetra, and we know that there are two parties fighting. One party, the one that Dhritarashtra calls my people, and the other party, the sons of Pandu. So who are those people and why they are fighting? To understand this, we need to be a little bit more familiar with the Mahabharata, the great epic of which the Bhagavad Gita is a part. And it tells the story of the Kuru dynasty. And in there we see King Shantanu, who passed away before he was able to have a proper successor. So when he passed away, there was no king left in the kingdom. King Shantanu actually had 3 sons. The oldest, who was very qualified to rule, born by the name of Devavrata, and his name changed to Bhishma, renounced the world as part of a chain of events in order to allow his father to marry a second wife after the mother of Bhishma, who was none other than goddess Ganga, departed. So Bhishma renounces the world, and King Shantanu marries a second wife, and they have 2 sons. One of them dies before he even gets married, and the other one has 2 wives, but he passes away before he can have any children. So when King Shantanu passes away, there is no successor to the throne, which is a big problem, because the country will fall into chaos. So the wise men convene together and think about the solution. And they eventually come up with the idea of niyog. And under the niyog, if a sage couples with the wives of the departed prince, the children that will be born as a result of this coupling will be considered the children of the prince, and they will be able to hold the lineage. And this is actually what took place there. So 2 sons are born, Dhritarashtra and Pandu. And Dhritarashtra is born blind. Now in India at that time, the king was a warrior, was supposed to be an active warrior, and the blind man was not qualified to do that. So Dhritarashtra was disqualified from being a king, although he was the eldest. So the younger brother, Pandu, who is called Pandu because he was pale, he gets the kingdom, but he gets in trouble and gets cursed. So he leaves the kingdom and he takes his 5 sons with him to the forest, and the kingdom goes back to the hands of Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra is acting king because he's not qualified, and his son Duryodhana, his eldest, grows very, very much attached to the kingdom and considers himself the proper successor to the throne. So we have two parties: the children of King Pandu, who were born to the eligible king, who are supposed to have some rulership, and the children of Dhritarashtra, headed by Duryodhana, who consider themselves as the sons of the proper king. So Duryodhana considers himself the successor. And the Pandavas are trying to reach some settlements, but Duryodhana will not hear anything about it. He's very, very jealous of his cousins. He tries to kill them in many, many ways. And at the end of the day, no settlement can be reached. And it is obvious that if the kingdom is to be restored to the proper successors and taken out of the hands of Duryodhana, who has very evil ways, there has to be a war. But we have to keep in mind, this is a war between two sides of the same family, two groups of cousins who were trained by the same archery teacher, the great Drona, who are respectful of Bhishma, who they consider their grandsire. And Lord Krishna is also there. He is the teacher and friend of the Pandavas. So all those events come together as the parties are ready to go on battle. After all, efforts to reach some peaceful arrangement were unsuccessful. And Dhritarashtra, the blind king, is asking his advisor Sanjaya what is happening there on the battlefield, where his children and the children of his departed brother are assembled to start a huge, terrible battle. What happens next in the next talks? Om Shanti.